I met with Chase Abbott. He is the Vice President of Sales for VinSolutions, Dealer.com, and Cox Automotive's digital retailing platform to talk about artificial intelligence. If you're interested in hearing what he did to impress his high school teacher and why AI is a game changer for you in a dealership, this is the right video for you. This is Stefan from Dealer Tech Nerd, your destination for news and insights about dealership technology. Before we hit the road, please subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever I share new videos.
Chase,
Stefan,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If a dealer doesn't know you, give me a thumbnail on what's your role at VinSolutions at Cox Automotive.
So I am the Vice President of Sales for VinSolutions, Dealer.com, and Cox Automotive Digital Retail.
Okay, awesome. And I heard you recently wrote a book about AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Is that a requirement now by Cox Automotive that leadership has to write a book?
It's not. No, it took me hours and hours. But no, it's something I want to go back to my high school teachers and show them because I'm now a published author. But no, it's something that we wanted to release for the industry just to give them a little bit more insights into AI itself.
Yeah. What are the findings?
So it's kind of about what it means and how ready the consumers are for AI today. I'll give you an example. Yeah. Amazon's recommendation page, right? Yeah. Stefan's Amazon, right? That's responsible for 35% of that company's revenue. Or Spotify's curated playlists, right? If you listen to a lot of music, it's going to serve up music for you, right? And so we're really trying to increase the amount of relevancy and give the dealers a way to look at their customer base with a fresh set of eyes and be able to become relevant in an instant and kind of coincidence powered by technology for some of this AI stuff.
Awesome.
Really.
If we untangle some of those use cases, what do you see most common with AI ML feature, right? Is that lead scoring? Is that sentiment measurement? What other use cases out there?
So the other one we're really seeing a lot of success with is buying signals because we own at Cox Automotive, Kelley Blue Book, Auto Trader, and Dealer.com. So if they convert on any of those sites, we can track and see who they are, right? And it's a tremendous amount of data that we can go see, and we'll know with buying signals if they're extremely likely to buy a Honda, if they're extremely likely to buy an Accord, and if we're following up on a Maxima, you may be on the wrong car based off of the curated data that we're lifting up and say, hey, the trend line in this shopper's behavior is that they're going to really buy a Honda. So instead of just sending the Nissan Maxima request back to them, let's go ahead and drop in 3 pre-owned Accords from our used lot and become more relevant. The customer might say, hey, that's kind of cool, I really like the Accords, I didn't know I could get one there, considering it was a Nissan store in that scenario.
So really promoting having meaningful conversations, the right message at the right time.
At the right time, and not just on the type of car, but also on the financials. If they're only searching for 0 down, we know that. You don't necessarily have to install tension into the deal. Therefore, if you need 500 down and they tell you they don't have it, I may be able to go look at their search history and see that they searched for $500 down. Maybe we press a little bit harder there to try to get that deal over the curve, for the payment moment. So.
Artificial intelligence, machine learning, one of the main drivers in dealership technology. When you look at dealerships, and you talk to a lot of dealers, how do you see a dealership business model evolving and AI and machine learning really supporting them and evolve that business model?
Yeah, I think, we all agree margin compression is here and it's real. And so when that happens, customer experience becomes paramount. And I think what this does is for some of the dealers that are early adopters and are more progressive, it's going to give them a big gap on their competition because they're going to be able to create relevant experiences for the customer based off the data in an instant. And that's what we really tried to do, was make it consumable. Not go through 1,000 lines of web clicks to really find what this customer's hot on. That's what the AI and the machine learning is doing, surfacing all that up, so that we can digest it in a second. Because very few salespeople sit around in the morning and go, how can I create 4 great customer experiences today? There's a few of you out there, but a lot of you will look 5 or 10 minutes before the customer shows up to try to load your gun to make that a good experience so you can sell a car. What we wanted to do was really help the salesperson, help the management team be able to do that and be relevant in an instant.
talk about that for a moment. AI, ML, in some cases dealers are maybe fearing that it will take away from the personal relationship that they have. Or some of the dealers, they may fear that sales managers will lose their job. How will AI, ML really augment not only the customer experience, but also your day-to-day job as your sales associate? How will it make your life easier?
I think it's making it easier just based off the fact that I don't have to guess it. Like say a customer comes in, they send a lead in on a car.
Yeah.
Very rarely do they buy that car. A lot of times we switch to a secondary vehicle. And a lot of times how I was taught in the car business was we pulled up the vehicle that made us the most money, not the vehicle that the customer really wanted to purchase. So what we could do with AI is go look and see what that second vehicle of interest is, and pull that up. It's a lot more of a swimming process to get through that, where the customer says, hey, this is the deal I clicked on. This is the car I was looking at in secondary, right? So the odds of that deal getting done in the customer's viewpoint is much higher, because we know that, right? Or something else that we're seeing that's really helping salespeople is folks that have mindsets. They're online shopping right now with no future follow-up. So what we're doing is setting those folks right into a process so that we can follow up with them. Because if they told you after they bought a car from you, they converted, and they said, I'm not buying another one for 3 or 4 years, right? Okay, but wouldn't you like to know if that customer was back online shopping 2.2 years later? Right, you'll be able to access this pre-conversion market. They're just online shopping, but since they came through the chute the first time, we know who they are, right? So then we can reach out to that customer, right time, right message, and be extremely relevant to what their needs are based off the data that they've given us.
Very good point. I think the feedback that I get from dealers a lot also is that the sales funnel is somewhat transitioning over into a customer loop experience. Everything is transactional. So as a dealer, you have to know where the customer is in their customer loop. So
Absolutely.
now you have been so long or so many years in big leadership roles at Cox Automotive and Solutions. How do you inspire the next generation?
To me, I think it's a culture-based thing. I speak about culture a lot in the industry, and I think, the biggest thing I can say is it starts at the top. And whoever's leading that organization better be expecting what they expect. They better be the example that everybody else looks to. And oftentimes I see that there's part of that in a dealership or in a business, but not necessarily from the top down. So I challenge those leaders, those dealer principals, those CEOs to be the model that you want your individual contributor to be all the way down the line. And as long as that's echoed from the top down, I really think you have the opportunity to be successful. But the culture fire is one that continually needs to be stoked. It will go out. It takes constant building, constant stoking of that fire to keep it blazing. And I think that's the biggest takeaway I would give you on the culture. Because it never ends, and it has to start from the top.
Chase, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Sure, man. Thank you so much.
If you like this video, please click the like button below and comment to tell me your favorite part. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new uploads almost every week with the latest news and insights about dealership technology.